Guys, how are we doing? And welcome back. Second week in a row, we're staying consistent from now on. We have a huge card down in Miami. It is Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes at UFC 314. Guys, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to give you my picks, and I'm excited to make some money. Guys, this is going to be a great card. One of the best cards of the whole year, in my opinion, with some great names, great fights, great matchups that I want to bring to you guys here. First, we're going to start down in the women's division. And if you know me, you know we don't do women around here, bro. Not like that, bro. I'm not gay, but we are not betting on women's MMA. It's fucked me too many times in the past. I don't pick women MMA fights, but if I do and you guys want to bet them for some reason because they make you lots of money, Nora should win here. Nora's the better fighter all around. Um, good kickboxer, good at space. So if you're gonna bet women's MMA, pick Nora. Go ahead. You should be all right. For me, I am not touching the women's fights. Next fight, we got Marco Tulio versus Tresean Gore. This is the first fight. It's gonna be a banger. If you are a member of my program, you would have got Marco Tulio at minus 290 when I picked him before. His odds have now more than doubled. Marco Tulio was a minus 650 favorite, and he's gonna look all of it. Marco Tulio's striking is extremely clean. It's diverse. It's just different. And Marco Tulio's power is different. Tresean Gore will go to sleep here. The only way Tresean Gore can beat Marco Tulio was on the ground. So if he just shoots, take another takedown, and stalls the fight, then he should win. That's not going to happen. Marco Tulio is going to knock him out for the first men's fight of the night. Moving on, we got Suman Darji against Mitch Raposo. Everybody knows how much I like Suman Darji. He was in that banger of a fight with Matt Schnell. One of my favorite fights of all time. Very underrated. Probably won't know about it, but Suman Darji versus Matt Schnell. Go look it up if you want to see a good fight. The short elbows from Suman Darji are always crazy. Beautiful striker to watch. He's going to be up against Mitch Raposo. Kind of the new MMA. We got a nice mix of wrestling and striking for Mitch Raposo. He's good pressure. He's a younger fighter. But the thing is here, can Mitch Raposo get the takedowns to make this fight competitive? Because if he doesn't, he'll be getting picked apart on the feet by Suman Darji all night long. In my opinion, I think he does get inside Suman Darji and take him down and control him on the ground and in the clinch on the fence. I'm going to take the underdog of Mitch Raposo in this matchup by decision. We got Sudrikus Dumas against Michael Olejniczak. This is a good matchup right here. I'm not high on Sudrikus Dumas. I think he sucks. He's part of the gangster MMA, the street fighting MMA. He's all right. It's an awkward level of striking and fighting from Dumas. He has no wrestling. He gasses quick. I think Olejniczak's the pick here. He's been training with the Fighting Nerds, one of my favorite teams in the MMA world. I think Michael Olejniczak, after quitting his gym last time and going to fight Kevin Holland, getting beat, going to fight Charles Willett, getting beat with no training camp against those guys. I think he runs through Sudrikus Dumas here. I think these odds are a bit disrespectful. And I think Mikhail Olejniczak gets this fight done. It can be by KO, it can be by decision, but I like him to win in this matchup. We got Darren the Damage Elkins against Julian Erosa. It's going to be a good fight. This fight is flying under the radar for sure. Julian Erosa coming off back-to-back guillotine wins in the first round. Looking very, very slick off his back, very slick submission-wise. For striking, he's not great, and that's where the damage shines. Darren Elkins is weird striking, powerful striking, and he hits a lot of opponents with his safe strike, with his output of striking. I think Darren Elkins is the better fighter here, in my opinion. I think this line is inflated for Julian Erosa because of the subs he's got the past couple of times. But I don't think Julian Erosa is that good personally. I think Darren Elkins can shoot, but he has to be careful of his neck here. But I also think he can beat him on the feet. People have told me I'm wrong for that opinion. I think Darren Elkins is underrated. I know he's 40 years old, but I think we're getting solid underdog odds here for Darren Elkins, and that is going to be my pick. Don't bet Darren Elkins. Don't bet Julian Erosa. I'd say stay away from this fight. The odds don't make any sense. I think Darren Elkins could get a decision win if you want to play a plus 3.5 on him, maybe. That's to win one round on the judges' scorecards without getting finished. But Julian Erosa is finish or bust, so I don't know if that bet makes any sense. It's going to be a good fight, fun fight, though, and a fight that's flying under the radar in UFC 314. Another good fight here. We got Chase Hooper against Jim Miller. The seasoned vet Jim Miller, 41 years of age. He's fighting an absolute monster in Chase Hooper. I was not high on this guy in the past, and then he went to go fuck up one of my favorite fighters to watch, Vyacheslav Borshev. Absolutely killed this guy on the feet, on the ground, mauled him. Chase Hooper is the real deal. I think Chase Hooper is the real deal. I think he gets through Jim Miller. I think he runs through Jim Miller. I think he subs Jim Miller. Give me Chase Hooper in this matchup. Moving on to an actual good women's MMA fight. We got Jan Zhao against Verna Jandiroba. This goes two ways. Either Verna cannot get the takedown and she gets picked apart by Yan, or Verna gets a takedown and subs her. Those are the only two ways it goes. Now, I'm not betting on it. I don't bet on women's MMA, as I said in the past. Yan Zhao, I like both these fighters. They're both action. They don't just sit there and try and win a boring decision. They're going for fireworks, and I like both these people right here. It's going to be a good fight, but no bets from me on it. Moving up, we got Sean Woodson against Dan Ige. I think these odds are a bit surprising in my opinion, but the question is, where does Dan Ige win? I understand that. Where does he win? He's not going to win at boxing range or striking range, because Sean Woodson is so long for the division. He's very tall for the division. And he also has great takedown defense. I think that makes Sean Woodson a dark horse in this division, in the featherweight division. He's so long. He can pick you apart from range. And if you try and shoot on him, he has great takedown defense, great wizards along the cage that can really shoot you off. We all know Dan Ige, big power, brings the pressure, great cardio. But in my opinion, Sean Woodson's the pick here. I think he's just going to pick him apart on the feet, dance around on the outside. And when Daniga comes in for a desperation shot, he's going to get stuffed by Sean Woodson, and I think he gets pieced apart for 3 straight rounds. I think Woodson wins by a dominant decision in this matchup. Moving on to the main card, we got Nikita Krylov coming off of a 2-year layoff against Dominic Reyes. Everybody loves Dominic Reyes. This should be a banger of a fight, to be honest. It should be all action, no breaks. Krylov's the more complete fighter in this matchup. I'd say similar striking, but the ground game is extremely different. Krylov's ground game's clean. He's very good subs. And I think he's just the better fighter all around against Dominic Reyes in this matchup. Even after the 2-year layoff, and maybe it's a bit like you're a bit scared to bet on him, but I think he's a good pick here against Dominic Reyes, and I think Krylov can walk through this guy and win by KO or by submission. So give me Nikita Krylov in this matchup. Moving on to one of the most anticipated fights on the card, we got Thug Nasty Bryce Mitchell against Jean Lord Silva. Everybody knows how high I am on Jean Lord Silva. I told you guys a year and a half ago that this guy is the real deal. He's got clean boxing. He's just got phenomenal head movement. This guy is one of the cleanest boxers I've ever seen in the division. The question is, though, can he defend a takedown? Can he work off his back? Can he get up from scrambles? That is what we were going to see tonight, and that is what we're going to see. If he can do that, there's no doubt in my mind John Silva becomes champion one day. But some people don't seem to think that. All my friends think Bryce Mitchell by sub. And, I don't disagree with them. If Bryce Mitchell can get him down and lay on him and transition like he always does, very good sub artist, for sure he can win this matchup. But I don't think he's going to be able to hold down John Silva in this matchup. I think he's too clean of a boxer. He's going to stay at space, good knees, good leg kicks. I think Bryce Mitchell's in for a long night. So give me my hype train in John Silva. I told you guys a year and a half ago that this guy was the real deal. And you're going to see why. Every matchup I bet on him. Charles Jourdain, give me that. Drew Dober, give me that. Weston Wilson, give me that. Bagdasarian, give me that. Jean Silva has been a dog in 3 of those matchups, and I've cashed for so much money on this guy. He is one of my favorite fighters, and he's going to continue to climb the ranks in the featherweight division. Give me John Silva in this matchup. Moving on to one of the most fun fights of the night. None of these guys like to be boring. These guys are all gas, no breaks. Yair Rodriguez against Patricio Pitbull. This is a great matchup. Patricio Pitbull making his UFC debut, coming over from PFL. He's all gas, no breaks. He just throws caution out the window, just tries to land, tries to hurt you, tries to put you away. And we know who Yair Rodriguez is, bro. One of the cleanest kickboxers, some of the cleanest kicks you'll ever see in a UFC octagon, some of the most creative kicks you'll ever see in a UFC octagon. Yair Rodriguez is going to put the pressure on this guy. I think he's just going to outland him, It's going to be a dominant decision for Yair Rodriguez. But we all know he does have a quit button on him. Yair Rodriguez does have a quit button on him. I hope it doesn't activate in this matchup. I think Yair Rodriguez is a great pick, and you're getting great odds in this matchup. Pitbull has not looked that great in his past couple fights. I think Yair can walk this guy. It's just the UFC. This is a top 5 fighter in the featherweight division in the UFC. Yair Rodriguez wins by decision, in my opinion. Moving on to a very fun fight here. We got Michael Chandler against Paddy Pimblett. This is going to be a banger, guys. But I don't get the hype on Paddy Pimblett, man. Maybe I'm by myself here. Every analyst that I watch is high on Paddy Pimblett. I don't see it, man. His past opponents haven't been any good. Bobby Green, bro, shoots on a jiu-jitsu specialist. Makes no sense. He shoots on a jiu-jitsu guy. It makes absolutely no sense what Bobby Green's doing in that matchup. He's an old man. He's 37. Next fight, we got Jordan Levitt. Jordan Levitt sucks. What is that matchup? Nobody cares. We got a washed Tony Ferguson. Nobody cares. Name me one good guy this guy's beat. He lost to Jared Gordon. He lost that fight by decision, Paddy Pimblett. He lost that matchup. You cannot tell me he won that matchup. Moving on to Michael Chandler. This guy's been in the top 10 his entire UFC career from coming over to the UFC. This guy's a fun fighter. The only problem with Michael Chandler is he doesn't know how to just win a fight. He just likes to go in there, be entertaining, call out a shot. Conor McGregor after every time he wins or loses. Michael Chandler is a fun fighter, and I think he beats him here. Honestly, I really do. Like I don't like Paddy Pimblett. I don't think he's fought anyone good, bro. Prove me wrong, bro. Paddy Pimblett, prove me wrong. If you beat Michael Chandler, I will shut up. But even if you beat Michael Chandler, you're not beating anyone in the top 5. You're not beating Charles Oliveira. You're not beating Topuria. You're not beating Sarukian. You're not beating Makhachev. You're not beating any of those guys, man. So this is your last fight to win, in my opinion. I don't even think you win. I think Michael Chandler beats you. I think he knocks you out. I think you're done, man. I think you're overrated. I don't know why people are on you so heavy, but prove to me why you are, bro. Prove to me why you are the real deal and you're going to be the champ. I don't think so, bro. The last fight of the night, we got for the featherweight main event title fight. We got Alexander the Great Volkanovski against Diego Lopes. It's going to be a great fight, guys. Everybody's questioning Volk. Is he too old? Is he going to get knocked out from the first clean punch of Diego Lopes? These are all questions that will be answered tonight. Volkanovski, great from the outside. As he's a short guy, though, he kicks the calf. He gets in there. He nice 1-2s, and he just welts on you. He corners you off. He throws output. And he's a great fighter, man. I love Volkanovski. He's only lost to the 2 best fighters in the UFC for his last couple of fights. Those are the 2 greatest fighters in the UFC right now, Makhachev and Topuria. Those are not sneezes of a loss, bro. He's stepping down in comp. This is Diego Lopes. I love Diego Lopes, but he's nowhere near the level of those 2 guys. Diego Lopes, very good fighter. He's a clean fighter. Lots of pressure by Diego Lopes. Great jiu-jitsu if he needs to use it, but he doesn't like to use it normally. It gets me wondering, will Volk use a heavy wrestling game plan and just be boring to try and win his belt back? I'm not sure. Will he have success doing that? I'm not sure. This is a very close fight, guys. And I'm going to go with Alexander Volkanovski. He's only lost to the best guys. I think he gets this fight done, man. I think he's too clean on the outside to get caught again. I don't think Diego Lopes is the caliber of Topuria or Makhachev. And I like Volk in this matchup, guys. Thank you for listening to my breakdown, guys. I hope this helps you with your bets to make some nice money tonight. We're going to cash everybody out. And I'll see you guys next week for the next UFC card. Peace.